So it is my distinct pleasure to welcome UFC ring girl, model, and actress Arianny Celeste to the show. Thanks for coming on, Arianny.
No problem, thank you.
Now, Ari, tell us, how did you become a UFC ring girl?
Well, I did it like many girls do. They go to an audition, but I was actually going to school full-time at UNLV and doing modeling on the side, and I got the audition through an agent, and I went, and there's about 40 girls there, and they chose me. And after one show, they asked me to come back, and then after the next show, they asked me to come back, and then they asked me if I wanted to do it for a while, so I said, okay. And now here I am, like 6 years later, so.
Very cool, you made a career out of it. Now, what else do you have to do besides working the ring at the events? Any other duties that you have to do?
Well, besides working the events, we have to represent one of the largest growing sports in the world. That's our job. Our job is to know about the sport. Our job is to represent the sport in a fun and sexy way.
Do you get bummed out when somebody gets knocked out in the first round? That's my favorite thing, but then you don't get to come out.
I don't get bummed out at all. I love the action. I love when the fights are crazy, so I really don't get bummed out.
What is the craziest thing a fan has ever done to get close to you, other than that Facebook fan shrine that Danny made?
Well, I think the craziest thing that a fan has done is probably get like a portrait of me tattooed on himself. I actually met the guy, he put it on Twitter and everything, and he went to one of my events and I got to meet him. It was kind of cool, but in a way, kind of different.
Definitely.
I'll just say different.
It's an icebreaker.
A little creepy, a little creepy. All right, besides UFC, what are you up to these days? What else do you got in your docket?
Well, I'm hosting 2 shows. One is for Maxim, and it's called Ask Arianny. And they're just little snippets of where fans can tweet us at MaximMag or at my Twitter and use the hashtag AskArianny. And from there, we take their questions and we create these videos that are not only silly but funny, but I gotta say they're pretty informative too. And then the second show I have is it's on Cinefix Network, and it's on a YouTube channel, which is Cinefix Network. And it's all about movie trivia, and it just so happens that I usually always end up in a bikini.
Nice. It's good. They do good work there. I understand you're also on FHM magazine. That's the one that I always take in the back of the bookstore to read, so I saw you on that. Congratulations. Now, I got to ask you, who are you rooting for in the fight, Jon Jones or Chael Sonnen?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you know the history, but Chael's taken a couple jabs at me, which I didn't expect because I didn't even know the guy. So I'm gonna have to go with my boy Jon Jones because he's the champion, and I know that he's gonna succeed in this fight. Although I'm supposed to be neutral, I mean, there's no bad blood anymore between Chael Sonnen and I. We squashed it and we talked online and in person. He apologized, so everything's good. And I actually really admire him as a fighter. He's the only person that has given Anderson Silva, in my opinion, a run for his money. And Anderson Silva is one of my favorite fighters. So, you know, I just know it's going to be a great fight. I'm excited.
Very nice. Well, thank you so much again. That's UFC ring card girl, model and actress Arianny Celeste, a model for girls everywhere, especially all those ring card girls during the World Star fights. Unite, ESPN's very first and only late night show. Catch us every weeknight at midnight on ESPNU. Don't forget to hit us on Twitter at Unite and like us on Facebook.